When the system failed her family, Vivian Paulino didn't wait for a miracle. She became one. From crisis to calling, today we meet the woman behind Pauline's Garten.
We are the only master video school from Abeca that is international.
There was a need that you didn't even know how much of a need there was.
When you see them, you see something different in them.
We're preparing for what's next.
And when he said that, I started crying.
Thought, word, deed.
A says ah, 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 ah.
Hi.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes.
The lady from the billboard.
Yes. And the lady from Paulina's Garden. Yay. So I have to just say that I just had this big aha speaking with you just a few minutes ago, because I remember Paulina's Garden, that's what I call it, as like a kindergarten. And you're telling me that you go through the 12th grade.
Yes.
Wow.
We're still doing babies. Like we accept little babies up to 12th grade.
Wow. So I would love to hear the story about the evolution. I love to hear the stories about growth in Punta Cana, starting and planting a seed and then watching it grow into something really beautiful like what you've done. How did you get started? What was the crisis and the system that failed?
Wow, 2008 was between the end of 2007 and 2008 was horrible here in Bávaro. Mm-hmm. Like real estate was very slow.
It was a global crisis right around then. Yes.
Exactly. So my husband, when we moved to Bávaro, he opened up a restaurant and I was working real estate at Macau. Things were going slow. We had a fire, even our good employees for years, people that even moved from Santo Domingo to here to work with us.
Wow.
We had to let them go, and we started working at the restaurant. And one day he says, I cannot pay the school anymore. So this was like in September, October. He says, the last time I'll be paying the school will be December. So we're going to have to do something with our little one. We have older children, but our little one at that time, she was 4 years old. And I said, okay. And all of a sudden, I remember these catalogs I had from a school in the United States that my aunt used to give me. He says, you're going to be in Dominican Republic, take this, raise your kid with this. So every client that I used to get, they used to ask me, what good business would be good in Punta Cana? What can I do? And I said, we need a good English school.
Yes.
We need a good English school.
Yes.
Not knowing that I'll be the one like opening the school.
Wow.
That's how we started. So because we had a need. Because of that need, it just happened.
Opportunity.
It just happened.
Like thought, word, deed. What do we need? Can we fill the need? Can we do it? Okay, yes. So
but we were not thinking about like doing something to earn money. We were thinking about our need.
yes.
Like I have a need, so it's time to take out the catalogs and see what's going on with them. At the same time, I had an uncle that died in New York, and my dad was working in Honduras, so he came in and he wanted to stop in Bávaro for a night because my brother and my sisters were going back to Canada. So the airport that they found was through Punta Cana. So my father saw me like working, like getting up early in the morning, coming to the restaurant, cleaning the restaurant, going to a school, teaching English to 80 kids, then coming back to the restaurant, putting my apron on, go picking up the girl at the school, bringing her to work, do homework. So he saw me doing all that. And he says, you know what? Nobody is going to educate your child as you.
Right.
And I'm like, why are you saying that? And he goes, just because you told me about the catalogs and all that. So I think it would be a good idea if you keep her at home.
Oh.
So we moved from here to Pueblo Bávaro, and we rented a house there. The first floor was just the school.
Yes.
And a school for her. And I said, at the same time, I'm just going to take care of children, like from babies up to 4 years old.
Yes.
And we opened up on January 2009 with 5 children, including my child,
Wow.
my youngest.
Yes, I remember that because I remember driving through Pueblo Bávaro back then and seeing the school, and I was like, oh, I didn't know there was a school here. And I came to know that it was a school, like a kindergarten, like a daycare type of kindergarten. So
my husband right away he started painting the wall because we had a corner right there. So he painted the wall. So like every time we wanted to bring out brochures to let people know, I already had 5 more kids. 5, and in 3 months I had 60 children.
3 months you had 60 children.
In 3 months we had 60 children.
So there was a need that you didn't even know how much of a need there was.
Exactly.
Incredible.
Exactly. So we just started like that. And I remember because there's a guy that works around here that his parents, when they saw the growth of my child being at home, they say, we're going to take him to your house.
Yes.
The children that were friends with my girl,
yes,
they will invite her to birthday parties and they'll see her advancement. They'll say, no, where are you taking her? And I'm like, no, I'm at home with her. You're at home with her. We're going to take her to, we're going to take, my kid's going to go to you. Yes. And I'm like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And that way, I don't know, I said, well, this is going serious. So I started studying online education in order for me to know, taking all the courses that the program had for adults. I started taking all of them. And everything that I've done in my life came together in just that place.
Yes.
It's like I use every knowledge through that I learned through my whole life. I put it into practice into Pauline's Garten.
And that's what really makes the best of businesses. What I've learned is when you can bring together everything that you've learned and you know that all of the lessons that you've learned, the easy ones, the hard ones, it's all for a reason.
All of them.
We're preparing for what's next.
I'm going to tell you something. Like when we started, I remember even the name. My dad, he was in Honduras and I'm here. And he says, how's it going? And I'm like, I'm thinking about a name. What do you think? And he goes, oh, I have that. And I'm like, what? Yes, I have that. And I'm like, what? Okay, tell me about it. This year, 2008, is the year of the Saulos, the Paulos, Paulinos, Pauline. Do you know?
Really?
Yeah. Do you know the lady who started kindergartens? What was her name? And I'm like, no, I can think of it. I don't know. He goes, her name was Pauline Skergomar. And I'm like, what? He goes, yes. So, you know what? I think you should speak about God to the children. You should tell Bible stories. You need to bring children to God. And when he said that, I started crying, like tears coming out of my eyes. I'm like, this is the man that when I was 6, 7, when I was growing up, I used to tell him about God. And he says, that nonsense.
So you grew up with him telling you it was nonsense. So this is really full circle. Now he's telling you, teach the babies about God.
Exactly. And so he said, Pauline's Garten. So the program was all Christian. First thing that they learn is Bible. First thing that my children learn in the morning is Bible. And through the Bible, we teach them life values.
Yes.
Morals.
Yes.
So like when you see them, you see something different in them. And it's that respect, that honor to your father and mother. That Bible seed is planted in them since 2 years old.
Wow. And you know, we're just now discovering that one of the employees for one of my businesses was one of your students.
I taught him how to read and write.
And
when he was 4.
He is one of the most popular employees that we have. Everybody loves him. He's friendly. He's always smiling. His English is great. Like literally, he is a rock star, a superstar. And he's one of yours.
I love him. And I just love him as if he was mine.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he's my child.
Wow.
He really is.
Wow. That's a testimony in and of itself. I'm sitting here like with stars in my eyes, like this is what you're doing.
This is
It's a great
Valentine.
thing. It's incredible.
And it's not something that I planned either. Like, this is not something that I studied. Like, my sister, when she told me that she was going to go to study education, I'm saying, you crazy.
Mm.
She says, why are you saying that? And I'm like, you're the smartest of us. You could go to NASA. You could, I don't know, you can do so much because you're so bright and so intelligent and so dedicated. And so, and she says, you know why I'm going to study education? Because it's the only career where I can be with my family. When I have children, when they're off, I can be with my children because I'll be off. And I'm like, you kill me again. You are the smartest of us. She
Wow.
thought about when she had family, she wanted to spend time with her children.
Wow. That's a
Career.
perfect occupation, a career, because it's true.
It is
They're
true.
off for months at a time. You're with them. You can
Like,
go.
if there's a holiday,
Yeah.
you're with your children.
Yes.
If there's Christmas, you're with your whole family.
Wow.
If there's summer, you can spend 3 months with your kids.
Yes. That's precious. It's priceless. Because anybody who has a child knows that those years go so fast.
They go very fast.
It's
They go very fast.
And you have a lot of children. Let's talk a little bit about your family, like as far as your children. You have 7 children.
We're a family of 7.
Okay.
2 from my stomach, 5 from my husband. And because of the little one, that's how Pauline's Garten started.
Right.
They're all different. They're all very adventurous.
Yes.
We already have 6 grandchildren.
Wow.
I have one.
Are they in the school? Are they here in the school?
No, they all live in the United States.
Okay.
I have grandchildren in Massachusetts, in Philadelphia, and in Florida.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
So all of your children have gone to the States. Are you thinking or planning to leave and go to the States at some point? Or
No, probably I'm thinking for them to move here.
Yes.
I mean, what to look for?
Yes.
We have a nice weather, a nice community. We're still safe in here. I think Bávaro is still safe. It's a safe place to be.
You say
It's a-
still. That catches my attention. Still?
Yes, because we're growing and we don't know what can happen. And every place that grows, there's a lot of different people and you don't know what can happen. But we're still safe. There's still safe places. I mean, and if tourists come here, they'll still have a nice place to be. You know, we have the sunshine, we have the beach, we have everything in here. We're happy. Aren't you happy here?
I'm so I'm so happy. That's a question. I don't generally get that question because people generally don't ask me because they just know.
That's what I'm
very
saying.
happy.
That's what I'm saying. So, of course, I love United States. I love it. I'm a US, but like I go, I do what I have to do, and then come back.
Exactly.
Like, because our school depends a lot from the US.
Yes.
So I go, do whatever I have to do, take my courses, take children to summer camps over there or at college.
Oh, you take them to the States for summer camp?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we
Starting
do.
at what grade?
3rd grade, like
Okay.
going 7 years old to 8 years old. They go to a place called Campo Pines, and also Next and Teen Extreme.
And where
That's
are
what we do.
those located?
Pensacola.
Pensacola, Florida.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
And so they go to the States for camp, and I assume that they're learning English from baby all the way through.
Like our program for children 1, 2, 3 years old, we speak in Spanish. But we do teach them the letters, colors, numbers in both languages.
Very good.
Like, let me tell you
And
an
that's
example.
very young, though. Even where my kids went, the English started at like 4 years old.
Well,
it's all Spanish.
from that age, it's like you teach them the letters, and our letters, they come with an animal, and they come with a vocabulary, and they come with a sun. For example, Alexander, alligator. You have capital A, you have little a. Alexander as a name, because personal names, they go with you write them with capital, and then a thing, an animal, alligator. So you go Alexander, alligator, Alexander, alligator. A says ah, 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 ah. Apple, Adam, Africa, astronaut, and acrobat, aces.
I love that.
So
The
what we
songs,
yeah.
I love this song.
Yeah,
So you have the song for every letter, right?
So we have the same rhythm for every letter. So every letter has its own animal
Nice.
and its own vocabulary.
Nice.
So between those ages, 1, 2, 3 years old, they're learning the name of the letter A and the short sound of the letter A with the vowels. And then they learn all the consonants.
Okay, nice. And songs are the best way to learn. I still actually remember the songs that I learned when I was a little kid, and I still sing them. A lot of patriotic
Me
songs.
too. We do teach American history.
Okay.
Like one of the things that they get bullied at, our students, when they're in 12th grade, is when they go to pruebas nacionales here, you know, the standardized test for, like, in order for you to graduate.
Okay.
They get this test, and when they, like, all the schools go to just one place. So in our case, like, all the other schools, they go to English school, they go to Calasanz. And my kids, they get bullied. They go like, oh, let's see how you do it in social studies in Spanish and all that. Our school has been recognized 3 years, consecutive years, because of our social studies. Because what they don't know is that, of course, they do give Dominican history testing, but they do global history,
Yes.
world history, world geography, and they're experts in that. They start all that since second grade.
Wow. So you have the curriculum all figured out.
Not me. Our school started, it's been around for 60 years probably. Like our curriculum, of course, it's always renovating when things changes and history changes through the years, and some things in science, but numbers and letters, they never change.
Right.
So we have been using this, they have been using this program for more than 50 years. It's called ABECA. I don't know if you have heard of it. ABECA Academy is the school that we have our teachers from. And then Pensacola Christian Academy is the place where they record because we are like a homeschool in a school.
Okay.
Because our teachers, they're not on-site teachers. We have video teachers. We're a master video school from ABECA Academy.
Okay, interesting. But then you have on-site people with the babies, so
we do have on-site people everywhere.
Okay.
We do have teachers that they have graduated here. When your employee Chris was with us, we even brought teachers from United States, but that stopped because of the pandemic, COVID-19 and all that. So we're going back again to restructure that part when we bring teachers from there, and the teachers here, what they do, they just have to follow directions.
Interesting.
But our teachers are on the video, so the teacher here makes sure the children are reading, they're making their homework, they're understanding, and that they're following what the teachers on the video are telling them to do.
Okay, got it.
What if your next investment placed you in the heart of nature, where mountains, waterfalls, and opportunity came together? Welcome to Legacy Beaches, a premier development in the Dominican Republic. Set against breathtaking mountains, waterfalls, just minutes from the beach, this high-growth area is attracting major investors. Secure premium land lots now with significant appreciation potential in just 30 months. Own a piece of this paradise. Invest in Legacy Beaches today. Click the link in the description to learn more.
So interesting to hear about kind of an online school, a physical live school. Like, how does that work?
Let me tell you, like the Becca Academy, they started producing videos for these missionaries that were going out of the United States to all the parts of the world. So as soon as they got that out, churches in the United States wanted to have their own private schools, and churches probably they had 2 children in 2nd grade, 5 children in 5th grade. So they used to bring the videos in, and they used to teach their children in their church. So when I got the program, it's like a homeschool. So I have a homeschool in a school.
Right.
That's what it is.
Very interesting.
So what we did is that we watched the videos and we see like each classroom, what they had, the color of everything. The children, they use the same books as the class, because these videos are they're recorded in a real classroom. And when the teacher says, children, I'm going to talk to you about, for example, K5. Children stand up. She goes like that. So the children in the video, they're standing up, and the children here, they stand up. So everything that the children on the video have, our children here have.
Okay.
So she says, let's work on page 70. And we're going to start doing this. Start at the dot. They're seeing that, and they're doing the same work as the video is doing.
Right.
They sing the same songs. They learn everything with the video. So it's like an extension. Our classroom are an extension of the classroom in the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And you have supervisors in the rooms with the
We do
children.
have graduated teachers that they just make sure that the children are following instructions.
Yes.
That's their main job. And also, we do have teachers that they're graduated like Lengua Española, for example, to give them Spanish.
Yes.
And social studies from Dominican Republic in Spanish.
Okay. So then they have their program from the academy in the United States, and also they have classes with teachers physically here who teach them their Spanish language classes.
Exactly.
Spanish language, social studies, which they learn in Spanish.
Exactly.
And they learn social studies also
from America.
in English.
Exactly.
Wow.
So we, like in social studies, we have 2 curriculums, and then all of their classes are in English.
Okay.
So it's not like they say, oh, we're a bilingual school. In a bilingual school, it's just it's not really a bilingual school. They teach you all the subjects in Spanish, and then they give you an English class. With us, it's all the contrary. We have all of our classes in English, and then we give you Spanish and social studies in Spanish.
So then you're not considered a bilingual school then?
I'm not.
You're considered
I'm a monolingual school
a monolingual school.
that teaches Spanish.
That is interesting. And you're also accredited in the
Yeah.
United States.
Well, we are the only master video school from ABECA that is international. We are considered, we are considered as an American school,
Wow.
like in a U.S. school.
Okay. That is news
That
to me.
was a miracle.
Yeah, it sounds like a miracle that I didn't even know about. And I'm so very proud of you. That is the emotion I'm feeling right now, because I remember so many years ago seeing the houses there in Pueblo Barrio, and it was like a daycare. And now it's an accredited monolingual school, the only international one. And I can vouch for your results because your student who came through your school is one of our star employees. Like, really, I would love to meet all of your seniors now. Like, if they're graduating and they're looking for work, send them my way, because I know where they've come from.
You know something interesting? They have a class that I love, and it's called Life Management.
Life management.
Like on 11th grade. That's part of our Bible class. It's called Life Management, and it tells them exactly how to behave at home, how to behave in life, how to behave at work, how to do things. Like, it's incredible. I'm like I want to open like an institute in the afternoon just to teach these things to people that work customer service in Bávaro.
Wow.
We've lost so much like Dominicans, we're very friendly and we always want to help and all that. And because of all the teachings that we're given to our employees, like all the procedures that people need to follow, they're forgetting that they're dealing with humans.
Yes.
And that we humans, we need attention. We need to feel important where we go. Like, if we're paying for a service, we want to feel important where we are. And it's like, just sit down and, oh, you have to wait. No, we cannot do that. No, that's not possible. They don't look for a way to help the client, without losing their company's values or procedures. It's like they don't think out of the box. So in order to have people that they could start think out of the box without breaking any rules from your company, and I think we're lacking that, not just in Bávaro, but in every place in here.
Yes.
And even in like when you travel, I'm seeing that as well.
Yeah. I think anybody would need that class. And it's really amazing that a secondary school teaches that.
It teaches them how to handle their finances.
Really?
How to make checks, how to
Nice.
We have a class that's called economics that teaches them how to buy a house, how to buy a car, all of that.
Wow.
All of that.
So when are you going to start doing evening classes for adults? Like that could be
like right now.
Let's just
Like I'm ready
manifest
for
that
it.
right here, right now,
Like
right
I'm-
here.
like I'm
We're
ready.
doing it.
And I even want to teach adults the proper English. Like if you work in hotel business, let me teach you English in your area. If you work in the bank, let me teach you English in your area. You know, on how to communicate well with the people.
That's very valuable.
Like what I learned mostly on this career is that you should go to the right place in order to do things right. Because you asked me before, how do you do that? How you did it? And I have had a beca asking me the same thing. How can you do this in Dominican Republic? And they have sent other schools to us for us to teach them. And I said, I have done nothing that you have not taught me. The only thing I'm doing is like if you said number 1, number 2, number 3, I'm just following directions.
Okay.
That's all I did. I follow directions.
And you brought the vision to life. So that makes me curious as to why there aren't more of these. It's not, you can't copy paste. It's not scalable. They can't replicate.
They have more. The only thing is that people, when they get all the material, they want to do it their way, their own way.
So they're not following the rules. Hello.
Understand? And one thing I teach my children since they're very young, in life, you don't do what you want to do. That's the biggest lie ever that you could believe yourself. We never do what we want, what we really want to do. That's not true. We do. In order for you to be successful in life, you have to learn to do what you have to do when you have to do it. If you start living a life doing whatever you want to do, you're going to fail. You're going to fail because probably the light is red and I want to go green. And if the light is red and I want to go green against the red light, I'm just going to have a crash.
Yeah, that's true.
So people, they want to continue to do what they like to do, what I want to do. And that's just going to give you failure.
So what should they do? Follow the rules?
We should follow rules, the right rules.
Right.
We should follow directions. We should listen to your parents until you have your own experience. I've heard people, I want to live my own experience. You're stupid.
I bet you tell them that, like, just like that, right?
You're stupid.
In English and Spanish.
En los dos. Because how come if I already passed through there and I know that going through there, you're going to drown yourself, why you want to go and drown yourself?
Yeah.
Isn't that stupid?
They want the experience.
You know what? My husband, I met him and I didn't really like him. But I have made the decision. I went back to my dad's house. I said, okay, Lord, I don't know how to get a boyfriend. I've been through so many and I don't know how to do this. I don't know how I'm going to start to obey you, but I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back home to my dad and I'm going to let him pick the right guy for me. And I take this guy that I loved. He was an incredible guy. And I'm like, he's going to love this one. That's not for you. But Dad, that's not for you. And I'm like, okay. Take the second one. Okay. This one I don't like that much, but let's see. I don't like that one either. And my husband, I go and take him. I says, this one he doesn't. This one definitely isn't. So I don't care. I go. And he was like, I want to go out with her. I'm like, well, if you want to go out with me, you have to go to Barahona.
Oh.
Like 4 hours away from the capital. And you have to go to my dad, ask him And then if he tells me that I can go out with you, then I'll go out with you.
And
they spend hours at the beach talking,
wow,
speaking. And then when my dad comes back, he says, come on, this is the right guy for you. And I'm like, no. No. And he goes, yes, this is the right guy for you. And I'm like, why? He says, because he will understand you, he will support you, and you will grow together.
Okay. So dad had a plan.
My dad, he was a visionary. He really was. And I said, okay. The guy was smiling. And I'm like, okay, my dad said yes, but let's see if you can convince my mom.
Put another obstacle. Okay, now let's go down the street and see if you can convince him.
Yeah, because this one, I don't think you can, my mom. And he did. And,
really?
And we got...
She liked him.
Yeah, she loved him. Like, my whole family loved him. And I learned to love him because of that.
Wow.
And I made a promise to God. I'm like, I'm going to go with whatever my dad says. That's how I can tell you. I mean, if you listen to your parents, they know you. They know who you are.
Yes.
They know what's good and what's bad for you.
Yes.
They really do.
That's true. That's true. My older son, like now he's, 23, he'll be 24. And he had different girlfriends, but the one that he has now, I'm like, she's good for him. Like, she is what he needs. Hopefully he is what she needs, but
they're there.
Yeah. And at this stage, they've been together for 5 years, and they're
That's
young,
good.
but they're like this, and they work together. So we know as parents.
One thing I told my dad, that this guy has so many kids and he has never been married. Mm-hmm. So what makes you think he's going to marry me? And he goes, definitely he will marry you. And I'm like, how come you know, Dad? He's going to ask you to marry him. I'm like, when? And he goes, don't worry, give him 2 years. And he's going to ask you that. And we did. It's not being perfect because nothing's perfect. And we as a couple know that we made a promise in front of God and that things are they're not going to be good all the time. But when I'm down, he pulls me up. And when he's down, I pull him up. When he's upset, I get away. When I'm upset, he gets away.
Yeah. And you understand each other.
And that's the way to go. That's obedience. That's what brings everything. You don't have to go through all the bad experiences in order to do good. Mm-hmm.
And that's what you teach your children?
Yes.
At the school?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Some of them they follow, some of them they just want to go through their experience. And that's fine. That's good,
Mm-hmm. But you have to teach them and you have to show them. And like you said, if they have that personality and that character, they will learn. Otherwise, they have to learn through their own experience.
Let me tell you, when I was placed there at Pauline's, I'm like, you have a funny way to do things. Mm-hmm. Because I'm the girl that was always in the principal's office.
Really? You? For what?
For anything. For not doing homework, for not behaving, for misbehaving, people finding me jumping to skip classes, to go out of school. And I'm like...
What were you jumping? A wall?
Yeah.
She jumped a wall.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have a thing about the wall. Like when my dad and my husband, they were making like the walls for the secondary grades. I see the wall and I go to them, do you remember that? I go to them, that's, you don't think you should put that a little higher? And they go, no, why? And I'm like, that will be a lot of more money. And I mean, you should put that a little bit higher. Like 2 months after.
Experience, right? I'm sure you were like, I could jump that wall.
and at that age, I could still jump the wall. I'm like, and then I said, I could jump the wall. And I'm like, but nobody's going to jump the wall. And I'm like, are you sure? I think you should put that a little bit higher. They didn't. And one day I'm driving to the Capitol and my dad calls me. You know that so-and-so, we had a little group in fifth or sixth grade. And 2 of them, they were like going out and the girl didn't come to school. And the guy, he jumped the wall. He went to the girl's home to make sure that she was at home.
Uh-huh.
You remember that?
So he left school to go check.
Jump
on her. The wall. So did you then raise the wall?
Then they raised the wall.
Yeah,
yes,
of course.
Of course.
They should have listened to you though, right?
I know. I tell them all the time.
I know.
I have all the experience. I know what's coming.
There you go. And this is why you did what you did, right? To prepare you for the future.
Probably that's why God made me this way, in order for me to
Be
have all
prepared.
these things. Yeah.
You were prepared.
Yeah, he was preparing the way. Definitely.
Ever thought about real estate investing with your group chat? At IPIA, we turn your friends into property co-owners. Bring your crew or let us connect you with a group. Pool your resources and invest in real estate. You'll get big returns without the big investment. Plus, we handle the hard work so you can focus on the group chat.
So, Vivian, this has been such an interesting conversation, and I would love to know, when your students get all the way through the program and after the 12th grade they graduate, what kind of a degree do they get? Is it like a Dominican degree? Is it an American degree? How does that work?
They do get a certificate of high school from the Dominican Ministry of Education, but also they can get a diploma from the U.S. school. So they get both.
Oh, so they get a USA diploma, a high school diploma, USA high school diploma from your program.
Exactly.
That is really good.
Yes.
Wow, that is very interesting. So they get the degree, they have the classrooms, some online, some with live teachers. They have
They have air conditioning.
Okay.
Our classrooms, they have air conditioning, all of them.
Yeah, and that's important because not all schools come with air conditioning, really. Some of them are just fans and windows.
No, they have air conditioning, all the, like, from babies all the way through 12th grade.
Okay.
All of those classrooms. And we decorate if we are an extension of the video.
Yes.
Like all the things the video has in their blackboards and all that, we do have in ours.
Okay, so it's as if you're there.
Exactly, it's an extension.
Okay.
Like,
So, and I think, especially in this day and age where so many things are virtual and we've been through COVID and on lockdown, I would imagine that maybe 30 years ago, this would not have been heard of, to be taught from a virtual type of scenario.
30 years ago, they were using, do you remember those VCR
Yes,
movies,
of course.
that the cassettes, the black
Yes.
ones? They were using that.
For teaching.
Yes. Like,
Primary school education.
well, actually, that Abeka video program started like that with those big ones.
Wow.
But let me tell you, for when we got February 2020, I called the Ministry of Education and I said, can I start having my students get classes at home? Because I think this and this and this is going to happen. And they go, no, you need to wait for blah, 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 blah. I'm like, this is looking worse than what people are seeing. So I'm in the US. I sent an email to all the parents and he said, things are going heavy in our country. Whomever wants to keep their kids at home, please reply to this email and I'll send you a code for you to watch your classes at home.
Oh.
So let's say that you go away for 15 days and probably not vacation, probably because something is going on in your family and you need to go and take your kid will not miss classes. Because I'll give you a code and you can watch your classes while you're away.
I love that. We went last year in October for a trip for my husband's birthday. We were gone for a week. My kids missed class. They had to make up what they could. They couldn't make up everything because it was a not excused absence. So
imagine that you're at the airport and you have to wait there for 3 hours. They could be watching their videos.
Yeah.
A day of school and not everything is in video. Like they have 40 minutes of classes. What grade are your children?
Right now they're 4th and 6th.
4th and 6th. Okay. So they'll have a 40-minute video and they'll do their classroom like 3 hours of videos, 3-4 hours of videos they do a day.
And that's so much better than what they look at and what they watch when we're going on vacation or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. But let me go back. When I came back from the States, I go to the school and I asked all the teachers for a meeting. We had that Monday off because there were elections or something. And I tell everyone, take all your books home. What? And take all your books home. And they closed all the schools. We were prepared.
Wow.
We were prepared. Teachers were working either from their home or they didn't have a good internet. They'll come to school and they were doing the follow-up with the kids over the phone and all that.
I love that because it's like in no way, shape, or form are we going to not educate these kids. They're going to get educated COC.
And our kids were trained because they have their own teachers. The ones they saw in school, they have it at home.
They already had the routine.
Exactly.
So it wasn't even like changing their routine.
Exactly.
I love that. And I thank you for coming here today. And this is so eye-opening for me because I remember seeing a little seed all these years ago, a little seed sprouting through the earth. And now to hear what you've done with Pauline's Garten, I'm just really speechless and so very proud of you for what you've done.
Let me tell you something very important. It's not something that I did. I always tell everybody, it's not something that I did. I just follow up directions. Mm-hmm. And I love good service and I love to help people.
Yes.
And this was like a teamwork. Mm-hmm. Like I had my husband there that supported me 100%. He left his own business to come and help.
Wow.
My dad said, nobody's going to raise your child as you do.
Right.
It's going to teach them better than you.
Right.
And I did.
Right.
So it was an act of obedience.
Yes.
It was an act of faith.
Yes.
And it was an act of sacrifice.
Yes.
Because my mother-in-law, she used to say, she's going to go nuts. Because like everybody used to, like school was over, everybody was going home. And there I was until midnight studying.
Yes.
Preparing the room for the kids next day. And I used to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go drive, pick up the kids. Yeah. So it was a lot of sacrifice.
You did what you had to do.
When I have to do it.
Of course.
Remember that. The key is do what you have to do when you have to do it. Not before, not after. When is the right timing.
Got it. Not before, not after.
At the right time. Yeah.
Wow, this has been really incredible and very inspirational to talk with you and to hear your story about the origins of the school, the name, your father's involvement, your faith, and everything. And where do you see yourself going, for example, in the future? Where do you see Pauline's Garten in the future?
Well, one of Pauline's vision is to be one of the best schools in the... not just in Bávaro, but in the whole country.
Okay.
Like I want to see Paulines around Dominican Republic, like little Paulines around Dominican Republic, or people that wants to use the program.
Yes.
Like to see myself where I see myself, wherever the Lord leads me.
Perfect.
I'm open.
Nice.
Like when it's time for me to move back and let the new generation come in, I'll move back and I go to the next.
Yes.
I'm writing 2 books.
Oh, 2 books.
I'm doing radio. So I don't know.
Yeah. You will evolve as the school has.
Like
so will you.
There's no plan that you can make if it's not like you can make the plans, but if it's not from the Lord, it's not going to happen.
Right.
So probably whatever you have in mind as projection or whatever you want to do, like remember, this is something that I never planned to do. Like I laugh. I said, I'm the principal of a school.
Yes.
This is something I've never imagined. I never dreamed of. Because I have people coming like, oh, you have succeeded. And I'm, but not doing what I really wanted to do.
Which is?
I love to be an actress. And I love to sing. And I love to dance. And I love to do all this. But yes. But
do you do that?
I did.
Okay.
I did. And that helped me with the kids in school.
Because you're performing.
Yeah.
and keeping their attention. And they're learning.
Exactly.
Incredible. This is why you did it. It all came together. Beautiful.
Exactly.
As a part of the podcast, we always take a question from one of our subscribers. So if you can
Wonderful.
pick one and I will ask the question.
I think this is the right one.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we have here. So here is the question. What is the cost? That's a good question. We didn't talk about that.
You mean
what is the cost of the
pricing
program?
for the school?
Yes.
Well, it depends because you can go from like the little ones from $1,500 up to $4,500 per year.
Okay.
This includes all the materials.
Wow.
So you just
That's
have
very
to buy.
reasonable.
You just have to buy your uniforms. Yeah.
Very good.
It is very good, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
For what we've just talked about, the quality of the education, even the life skills, bilingual, the flexibility. Wow.
And let me tell you something. We usually, for the last 4 to 5 years, we've been coming up with lots of recognition for what our students come up with. For example, the testing.
Yes.
They go to testing and they get 26, 27 out of 30, which is very good.
That is.
Last year, we got it for like one of the best schools in the whole country for science.
Wow.
And for social studies.
Wow.
And this is very, like our kids, when they do all that, they do get letters from the president and from the Ministry of Education.
Wow.
Giving them opportunity to go to college.
Oh, wow.
That, like they will pay for their college and for their masters as well. And one thing I think I forgot to tell you is that we do offer in our school the ACT test.
Oh, yes.
Not SAT, which a lot of schools do.
No, yeah, but there's an
We
ACT.
do the ACT, which is longer and it's. And I think 2 schools in Dominican Republic do that. The Carl Morgan and Pauline's Garten.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow, such incredible information. And if there are any of our viewers who would like to make contact, how would they make contact with you?
Oh, they can write at paulinegarten@life.com.
Okay, Pauline Garten at live.com, and we'll put that in the description. So thank you so much for being a part of this episode of the Punta Cana Podcast, sharing so much good information.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This was great for me.
Yes,
I
thank
loved
you.
it.
Great for me too.
Thank you.
And I thank all of you for watching this episode, and we will see you on the next one.